Hello, welcome to LPO Online. My name is Catherine and I play the viola in the Louisiana Philharmonic Orchestra. In this short video, we're going to learn about the parts of the violin and the viola. I want to start by saying the violin and the viola are two different instruments, but they have pretty much all the same parts. So this is my violin, and over here I have my viola. You can see they look awfully similar. There's not much different about them, except when they're side by side like this, it's easy to tell that the viola is a little bit bigger. So I'm going to set my viola aside carefully, and we'll use my violin to learn about all the parts. Let's start with the biggest part, the body, right? This whole wooden part of your instrument is called the body. It has a front and a back and some sides. Continuing up from the body, we have the neck. So just like a person has a body and a neck, your violin or viola has a body and a neck. At the top of the neck, you'll find the scroll. An easy way to remember this one is to think of like an old-fashioned scroll of parchment or paper, all wound up tight. You can see the little spiral shape here on the scroll, all wound up like a scroll of paper. So I've got the body and the neck and the scroll. Let's talk about some of the other pieces on this instrument. Down here at the bottom of the instrument, we have the chin rest. So this piece, you can see on the bottom here, it's attached with these metal clamps. This is because advanced players or professionals who spend many hours a day playing their instruments may find that a different style or shape of chin rest is more comfortable for them. So this is a part that with a special tool can be removed and changed for one's comfort. Next to the chin rest, you find the tailpiece. This piece is attached. You can see these strings go underneath the chin rest and attach down here on this button. And the job of the tailpiece is to hold your 4 strings. These strings are hooked into the tailpiece. You can see that this one here has this gold piece of metal on it. This is a fine tuner. Now your instrument probably has 4 fine tuners. It's just personal preference, the fine tuners. Mine on my violin is just made of gold for cosmetic reasons, just to look fancy. But the fine tuners help you change the pitch of the strings a small amount or a fine amount. Let's follow the strings up the neck. Here they go all the way up, and they attach in here. They're wound around these pieces called the pegs. So the job of the pegs is to hold your strings and to allow you to make big adjustments to the pitch of your strings. On the front, you see these 2 kind of swirly, fancy looking holes, and if you look inside, you can see inside your instrument. These are called the F holes or the sound holes. They get that name because they kind of look like a cursive letter F. You can see the line going through the F really small right there. Another part of your instrument that attaches to the neck, this one's kind of has an obvious name, the fingerboard, the board where we put our fingers. This piece extends down the neck, out over the body of the instrument. It's made usually of a really hard wood called ebony, so that all this repetitive pressing of our fingers doesn't dent or damage the wood. Like 2 more pieces of your violin, and these are the 2 most special pieces that make your violin or viola have a unique, beautiful, resonant sound. The first one is the bridge. The bridge holds up the strings. The bridge is positioned just right in the right spot to make your instrument sound its best. And believe it or not, the bridge is not attached to your instrument. It's not glued down or anything. It's held up by the pressure of the strings, and in turn it's holding up the strings. So it's wedged in there just right. That's why it's really important that you don't accidentally bump or knock the bridge or place your instrument down on its face. That piece of wood could fall over, could come off, and then all of your strings would not work. So the bridge is a really delicate and important piece of the violin. One more piece of the violin has a similar job and is also really delicate. It's inside of the instrument, kind of the secret final piece. It's very hard to see on camera, but if you look inside your violin or viola, you can see it just a little bit right in there. It's a little stick of wood about this high and not big around, and it's called the sound post. Just like the bridge, it's positioned very specifically and it's wedged into place. So that piece, that little piece of wood, is part of what makes the violin have such an amazing sound. Just to review, we have the body, the neck, the scroll, 4 pegs that hold 4 strings. Those strings travel over the bridge and connect to the tailpiece where you'll find your fine tuners. This black piece of wood that extends on the neck is called the fingerboard. We put our chin or our jaw on the chin rest. And one last piece that's not really a part of the violin, but it has a similar job to the chin rest to create a more comfortable experience for the player. It's the shoulder rest. So the shoulder rest is removable. There are all different shapes and sizes and styles. You might see some instruments that use a sponge. All that this piece does is support the instrument on your shoulder, on your collarbone. And for that reason, it's removable because different players have different preferences. Thanks for tuning in to LPO Online. Don't forget, you can always go to our website, lpomusic.com, to find more videos and performances.